Hello my friends, welcome back to another episode. Have you ever felt like you want to order food in Japan without feeling nervous? If so, you're at the right place, because today I'm going to give you 3 phrases and 1 bonus phrase that you can use in order to actually order food in Japan without feeling nervous. And in this channel, I try to break down phrases especially for beginners. So if you're a beginner, please get a notebook and a pen and let's get started. And especially if you are at the beginner level, I want you to first calm down, because I understand the feeling that you get when you're starting out. You want to learn everything in a day, right? But Rome wasn't built in a day, and I want to break down all phrases one by one. So please take a notebook and just sit tight, relax a little bit, right? So the first phrase I'm going to teach you is これをください. これをください. これ means this, and then ください means please. So literally, you're just saying this, please, which means may I have this. This is in no way rude or anything. In Japan, if you say これをください, it is a very polite way to say may I have this. All right, and you can use it whenever you enter a restaurant and when you sit down. Until you sit down, the person that works at the restaurant will guide you there. The waiter or waitress will guide you there, so do not worry. If you have something that you like on a menu, just say これをください. And actually, the second phrase I want to teach you now is probably something I should have done before teaching you our first phrase, which is これをください. The phrase is メニューを見せてください. メニューを見せてください. Which means, may I see the menu, please? Menu is menu. You're very lucky. This is called a cognate. It's the same in English and in Japanese. Menu. を見せてください means, may I see the. May I see the something. So in this case, we're saying, may I see the menu? メニューを見せてください. If you want to sound a little softer, you can also say, instead of saying メニューを見せてください, you can say メニューはありますか? ありますか means do you have? So あります is have, and か is a question. Remember, guys, か is a question. All right. So if you add a か at the end, it'll be do you have? So essentially, we're saying menu, have, do we? メニューはありますか? Right? That's a softer way to say it instead of 見せてください. So that's another way to say it. And a third phrase is when you have absolutely no idea what the restaurant offers. So if you're a first-time traveler to Japan, if it's your first time and you don't know what the hell's going on, you can ask for the best food that they have. So the number 1 recommendation, we say おすすめ. So おすすめ means their number one recommendation. And if you say おすすめは何ですか? 何ですか means what is. So essentially we're just saying your number 1 food, what is. All right. Again, おすすめは何ですか? And they'll say like, miso ramen, tonkotsu ramen, tonkatsu. They'll give you their number 1 choice that most customers love at their restaurant. So that's another thing you can ask, right? And they might ask you for what kind of drink you want. If you just want water, you can also say 水をお願いします. 水をお願いします. お願いします means please. Okay. And 水 is water. So 水をお願いします or 氷お願いします. May I have some water with ice as well? Something お願いします is may I please have that thing. All right, so let's move on to our bonus phrase. All right, this is where it gets magical. So in this channel, we also want to talk about how to sound more polite in Japanese. So if you're a beginner, especially, and if you don't want to just sound casual, but also want to learn how to sound polite, this is going to be golden information for you. All right, so let's dive into it. When you are eating a meal with either someone who's older than you or has a higher position than you, maybe your boss, right, etc. Usually in Japan, they pay for it, right? So if you're like in your 20s or 30s, if you're out for lunch with your boss or someone's like in their 50s and they want to just be nice to you, they usually pay for the kid, right? So in this case, you always want to say the magic word when they pay for you, right? You can say ごちそうになりました. ごちそうになりました means it just shows gratitude, it shows appreciation. You're saying thank you for the meal, thank you for the wonderful time, and you really appreciate it, right? And saying this versus not saying this makes a huge difference. If you're especially a beginner, especially if you're a beginner, they'll appreciate the fact that you know this word. So please remember this. ごちそうになりました. So that is all for this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button because I want all of you beginners who are learning Japanese to see this video, and I know it's very important information. So please hit the like button. All right, I'll talk to you guys in our next video. Bye bye.